Hey, so I'm live on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, to get Instagram. On YouTube and on TikTok. What's popping, y'all? My name is Miladies. I am your spirit shifter here, guiding you on your journey to self-awareness. I miss y'all so much. I've been doing a lot of community work. And so the internet job was like, hold up. September is to do the physical work. So I'm very grateful for that. I had an amazing September. I'm definitely going to be talking about it. How are you feeling? How did September treat you? We're in this eclipse sandwich. And yeah, it's a lot of interesting things happening. Tell me in the comments what's been happening for you. I know excuse me, lots of opportunities have been coming my way, as well as things that I have to let go of that might be a bit painful. And so we'll talk a lot in this video about relationships, because Libra season is all about that, right? Relationship in regards to business, in regards to yourself, others, friends, family, not just lovers. Yes, there will be a lot of faded events, and we'll talk about that. Where the people that you are meeting now, the people that you are letting go now, are, and we heard this before, are meant to, be removed out of our lives, at least for this moment in time and where you're going. I always share that you never know if you're going to see the person again in the future, right? Because we're not there. Therefore, for the moment, it is time for us to release some people, some places, and some things, depending on what you've been asking for, what you've been manifesting. Hey, Rich Rising, beautiful people. Maria, what's popping? I miss you. All right, I really do miss y'all. So, don't worry about it. This week, y'all gonna see me enough. And so we'll be talking about that. First and foremost, I want to say happy witchy month. Ha! October. First of the month. Yes. First and foremost, I love you and I thank you for the subscriptions, for the likes, and for the shares. Yesterday, actually, Maria was she shared a timeless video that I did 3 years ago, which was pretty dope. Hello, I forgot about it. So go and check out the timeless video. Is to investigate where are your spiritual gifts at. So go check that out. That was pretty dope. Nonetheless, this channel is all about your self-awareness. Y'all hear that? Yeah, they doing a lot of fixing over here. So we got to get this video done. We can't be worrying about that. So this month, yeah. What you gonna do this month? How are you gonna bring your dreams into fruition? How are you gonna set yourself up for success? A lot of times we're scared of success because we're going to be successful. And in addition to being successful, we are going to win at what we do. You're just scared of the responsibilities. You're scared of the upgrade. You're scared that you might be doing too well, that you may not handle it. That doesn't sound like something that should stop you, right? So, as we've been saying all year, thinking big, thinking big, thinking big is the theme. So with Libra season, it's the same thing. All right. Relationships, keep that in mind. Let's talk about the services real quick. You already know I have tarot for you. I have accountability sessions, as well as, excuse me, REIKI sessions, astrology chart. You can get your monthly astrology reading so you can know how October is going to turn out for you specifically, because me and you don't have the same birthday or the same birth time. Therefore, how is the planets treating you for the month of October? All right. I know we'll be talking about Mars too. Not so much, because Mars needs its own video. Nonetheless, I am aware that in my 7th house, Mars is going to be there for, did I pour myself water? I did not. I'm getting hot. Excuse me, I'm gonna drink my water. Mars is gonna be in my 7th house for the next 6 months. So I am aware that there's a lot of deep relationship turnarounds that are happening for me in my 7th house. All right. So that means that I have to be aware of how I'm speaking to people, not just in intimate relationships, as well as partnerships and, excuse me, partnerships, clients, all those things. Excuse me. So I'll share that to say that it's important for you. I can come out here and tell you all of these things, but it's important for you to figure out where things happening for you. And that's where the astrology group comes in, because every time there's something happening in astrology, for the most part, 90% of the time, I'm providing you with some type of insight and some details. As you can see below, I have the articles already for you, 5 tips on how to manage Libra season, as well as what's going to be happening for the eclipse tomorrow on the 2nd. Dun, 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 dun. And we'll talk all about that. So the astrology group provides you with enough information, and if I can't show up on YouTube, at least you got that information there. I also write a lot of articles on different things. All right. For this month, we have the Reiki box. I think that's my new thing right now. And with the Reiki box, we're gearing it towards increasing self-love and confidence. Very much needed at this time, especially when we're letting go of things. Libra season is that indecisive season that I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it. So being in the Reiki box, you can build the confidence to do the things that you desire to do, feeling that you're supported while you're clearing up space for yourself. Every week I send out an email. One went out today, this morning at 8, where for the rest of the week, there's something to visualize. There's something to tap into, whether it's journaling, meditating, all geared towards the heart chakra. Every week we go through a different chakra so that we can be able to maximize on the energy. You get Reiki every day. Like, how can you beat that? Nonetheless, shout out to everybody who's part of the Reiki group. And it does closes every 8th of the month, because we can't be just having people trolling in, you know what I mean? No. All right, so go and check that out. All right, let me get my notes because we're about to start. It's about to get crazy. So let me know in the comments, where's Libra at for you? For me, Libra is in my 10th house. So it does have to do with my career. Bringing balance to my career, bringing balance to the clients, bringing balance to the people I connect with. Rich rising. Okay. So obviously the eclipse is coming in. So that's one of the things to expect. I'll talk about the eclipse in a minute. Where you at? Yes. Okay. So a few things to take into consideration, that there is the sun the Sun and Mercury, excuse me, I'm getting the notes together. The Sun and Mercury are in Libra. All right. We have Venus in Scorpio. We have Mars in Cancer. We have Saturn in Pisces. All right. Jupiter still in Gemini. Right now, that Jupiter in Gemini is a little bit quiet, so it's not really attacking us at this time. We just recently had Uranus and Pluto in the retrograde section as well. So what is it telling us? It is telling us that there's a lot of energies that are rising up, as well as a lot of energy that's dissolving. So we have to pay attention to what's dissolving for us and let it go. Why, when we talk about fate, we talk about fate when we talk about the North Node and the South Node. And I shared some information on the North Node and South Node and what that is. Nonetheless, to make it brief, the North Node is where us as a collective are going. Every year for 18 months, there's a polarity of zodiac signs that take over the consciousness of us as humans, right? And so as a collective, we're shifting in that fated moment. So currently we have Aries as the North Node and Libra as the South Node. North Node is where we're heading and what we're implementing into our lives. And the South Node is what we're letting go of, what we're used to, our comfort zone. When you think of the themes of Libra and Aries, you can think of Aries, the starter, right? The one, the initiator, the warrior, the one that's ready to get things done boldly, aggressively, if need be. Not all the time. We don't do it all the time. If need be. Nonetheless, us as a collective, we're initiating new things into our life, new people, new characteristics, new personality. While with the South Node, we're releasing the people pleasing, the not being able to make a decision. Aries makes a decision and go. Whether it's going to go right or wrong, we don't know, but we're going to go for it. Libra is like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And no. Aries is like, I'm going to do it. So we're releasing the, I'm going to do it. Excuse me. I'm going to do it, but yeah, we're releasing the, but are you going to get it done or not? So the South Node, and then fated is all about things that are meant to happen. So if we want to or not, things are going to happen. It's like when you say that you're going to leave the job, and you kind of like don't leave the job. And then all of a sudden something happens that you have to leave the job. This is that energy right here. So there will be a lot of relationships dismantling, right? Out of nowhere as well, right? Because the eclipse is all about making things happen now, making you see things now. And so collectively, we can also be experiencing some natural disasters. All right, because the last time this potent energy was around, we had an equator. Was it an equator? No, the equator. Sorry, we had an earthquake in 2005, where 80,000 people passed away. So collectively, we could also be experiencing a lot of natural disasters. Oh my God, this noise is getting on my nerves, but I gotta get this video done. All right. So there's an amount of energy that's being implemented into us, right? Where for those of you who believe in light codes and believe in the upgrade of your body, that is also happening now. All right. So in order for that to happen, we have to be able to be open. So another thing is, are you ready and open for change? Even if it doesn't look like how you said you wanted it to look. I know for myself, a lot has been rearranging for me. The plans are still there, but it definitely does not look like how I planned it, especially for this year. I'm not stopping myself. I still have the idea. I still have the motivation. We just have to find plan C, G, H, K, all of that. So think about those things. If something doesn't work one way, what is the alternative? However, are you going to let go of what your desires are because it didn't go as you please? All right, so we are realigning our destiny, especially when it comes to the eclipse. The eclipse comes in to shake us back into what we said we were going to do on Earth. So a lot of times, those drastic changes do come from you expressing that you were going to be doing this, yet you're doing this. I'm here working at a bank, yet your desires and your mission is to work with children. So when that drastic change from a bank teller to working with children, it kind of could shake your life up. However, that's what these energies are doing for us. So some of us will be getting into new career paths. Are you ready for that? All right. And it will be dramatic because it's the South Node. The South Node is about releasing. So imagine you being comfortable and people pleasing. Imagine you always doing things for people, always doing things for people. Now all of a sudden you get fucked over so bad that you no longer are able to do things for people. And then you feel bitter, you feel mad about that. Yet you were the one that were giving without asking. So a lot of that, again, why I share the people pleasing, because that happens also in relationships and in business and partnerships, and even with our bosses. In order to get that raise, we kind of like made please the boss by doing things, doing extra time. But then you start realizing you ain't really being valued. And now you don't put all the time and you're not being valued. Time to let that go. All right. So we had in 2005, Libra and the South Node were with each other. It also happened in 1986. Some of us, I was just probably 1 year old, so I don't remember. Now in 2005, what was happening to you in 2005? A lot of those themes are coming back. So if in 2005 you shifted your job, if 2005 you were married, maybe now the divorce is coming in, or maybe now you guys are doing a renewal of your marriage vows. Those things are happening. When it comes to also you making a grand decision, did you buy a new car in 2005? Did you get a new house? So what happened in 2005? That energy is coming right back up. All right. And so the South Node again connects to also our spiritual side, where the North Node is more of the material. So a lot of things that's going to be shifting is going to be internal. So we may not be seeing it all out in the open. All right. Right now, during Libra season, everything that's happening, most of it is going to also be internal, so that we can be able to then trust ourselves to see it in our external world. This is why sometimes it's good to be a bit delusional, since everything is happening inside. How do you get what's inside out of you? And so this is happening here. So there's a bit of sacrifices that may have to happen during this time. All right. Giving up something that you desire. Maybe there's a habit, right, that you're doing on a daily basis that may not be serving you. And you're going to have to sacrifice that in order to get where you want to be. All right. You may have to sacrifice waking up a little bit earlier so that you can become more fit for yourself to be able to mentally think, so that you can do your work. All right. There's some shift that has to happen in order for you to receive what you're asking for. So the question is, are you willing to give up something to start something new? If you're living in a space where your rent may be accommodating to you, however, you don't enjoy where you live at, are you willing to sacrifice how much you're paying to pay a little bit more to get to your, hey D, sorry, I wasn't reading. Hey y'all, oh, I'll get distracted. Hold on, I'll be right back. See, oh, are you willing to let go of something in order for you to bring in something new? We was talking about the apartment, right? I got a little distracted. We was talking about the apartment. Are you willing to, maybe your rent goes up $500, but you also may have no pests in your house. You also may not have that nosy ass neighbor that keep bothering you on a daily basis. But the sacrifice for you would be to pay an extra $500. Are you willing and ready to do that? So when we talk about the eclipse energy starts 1 month before, and then it's activated for 3 months. That's the lunar eclipse. That's the one we just passed by. The solar eclipse, since it's part of the new moon, that energy lasts for a whole year and it's activated for a whole year. All right. So keep that in mind, knowing how many eclipse we have a year. We have 2 lunar eclipse and 2 solar eclipse a year. And so the solar eclipse that was activated, back in March, which was in Aries, that energy is activated for a whole year. And so this Libra energy that we are going to be experiencing is going to be for a whole year. So that does again mean that you will not be seeing it happen so quickly. It's like when we plant a seed. Do I have to go there? When we plant a seed, the next day it ain't sprouting. Where you now have an abundance of apples from one seed from one day to the next. So this is the moment in time for us to sit down and plant. Sit down and really allow ourselves to think big. You got to think big. If you wanted $50,000 last year, go for $100,000 this year. How are you going to do it? We don't know. But you have passion, right? So if you have passion, that allows you to bring in more ideas. If you're meditating, if you're connecting, not only with yourself, but with other people, that's how the ideas is going to come in for you to bring in $100,000. If you don't want to work hard, add that to your manifestation. All right. The eclipse is a new moon. It's a new moon. So what we do during the new moon, we manifest. We set intentions, right? Keeping in mind that the new moon energy, it's what's causing us to bring our dreams closer to us, while the South Node energy in conjunction to that is helping us release. So yes, it feels like you're being stretched out in a sense to let go and to start new. All right. In 2005, he was going through a separation. Oof. I pray that's not happening now and everything is well. All right. I have to read the comments for my peeps. Thank you, D. Yes, I agree with you. A rebirth. A rebirth is definitely on the rise. And so it's a lot, y'all. Let me keep me here. Keep me here. When this eclipse happens, we have the sun, we have Mercury, and we have the moon that are going to be together. All right. And so Mercury, it brings us important news, right? Libra being the air sign talks about a lot about communication. So it brings out secrets. We're going to hear secrets that are going to be exposed. I don't know what's happening in the external world. I'm going to need y'all to fill me in because I definitely be lost of what's happening politically and things like that. Let me know if people are being exposed. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of news on social media. Some of your favorite people might be getting exposed. Yeah, there's a lot of lower vibrational energy that is on the rise as well. So we do have to be paying attention to that. It ain't stars and unicorn farts. All right. We do have that energy there as well. We getting into that Scorpio energy, which is that dark energy that people do use. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, everything is love and light. It really isn't. All right. So with that being said, you do have to protect yourself. A lot of protection is much needed at this time. All right. So be aware of that. Now, with Mercury coming in, there's also good news, right? There's good news as the eclipse comes in, as the sun shines on that Libra energy. So there will be a lot of communications will be cleared up for those of you who are attempting to clear up communications to, speak better, to treat people better, to be more compassionate, to be more forgiving. This is a great time to be forgiven. You don't have to go and I tell these people all the time, you don't have to go and tell the other person, I forgive you. You can forgive yourself for going through that situation and allowing you to experience that. and keep it moving. Send love and light to that person for the highest good of all and harm to none. Whatever happens to them is none of your business. You understand what I'm trying to say? I was sharing this with a friend of mine where we sit here and we ask God, source, universe to remove people from our lives that are harming us, that are pretty much like our enemies that we don't see. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes into our lives that's supposed to be a friend, and they end up having a lot of issues, and you go and you assist them. Sometimes we don't even know if the people that we are assisting are the same people that we ask God, source, universe, to get away from us. So please, 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 please be very, very careful on how you share your energy at this time. Yes, be selfish with your energy. All right. When it comes to art and culture, it's a lot of things that are coming on the rise as well. So for all of my artists, my hidden artists that don't like to show up and be like, oh no, I don't know if this is gonna happen. Paint, motherfucker, paint. Sit down. Do something with your artwork. All right. Nobody's out here trying to be Picasso or anything like that. What you're trying to do is be your goddamn self and be authentic, right? And I know some of y'all are very, very talented. Do it for fun. Express yourself. Let it out. Oh, I don't have time. Stop lying. You got 24 hours in a day. Me too. What you gonna do? All right? Because y'all out here. There's also this low vibrational feminine energy that's happening. So that is also out there because the black moon Lilith is connected to this eclipse. When I tell you that this is heavy thing. I haven't even gotten far, bro. I gotta go to brunch. We have to do a part 2 probably. All right, let's go. I was talking about Mercury and the Sun in Libra. All right. I spoke about new beginnings in relationships, business, new people, giving up old promises. So if you out here giving promises to people and it's not quite what you desire to do anymore, it's okay. Let somebody know, hey, I'm not in that space anymore. I thought I could do it and I can't do it anymore. It's really important to work on the throat chakra because we're going to be doing a lot of speaking up for ourselves, a lot of defending, right? Because Libra is all about being able to see both sides of the story. So those of you who are going to court are going to be able to receive the justice. Shall you be on the side to get justice? All right. I really desire to move away from saying right or wrong because we're moving away from that duality. Anyways, so Mars, are you here, Mars? Mars is steering shit the fuck up. Mars, first and foremost, is mad that it's in Cancer. Because it's like, oh, I can't do nothing. My fire's turned off. And so as we are motivated to do things, Mars is like, well, we're going to have to take our time. And it's like that for 6 months. This is why I'm sharing that this energy is going to feel like it's pulling you apart. Because it is. It's putting you in a space to really dig deep into what you want to bring into your life. We're starting, in a sense, about a new cycle, like about a 9-year cycle when it comes to our relationships. So yes, who you meet and desire for them to be in your life can be in your life for long term. We're meeting new friends. I know around this time I met 2 years ago, around this time I met my soul tribe. I love y'all so much. Or thus, not mine, but the soul tribe that spirit had in mind for me. And I appreciate that. Hey, Gabby. Can I expand on Black Lilith now? Yes. I will share a little bit more Black Lilith. There's a lot. There's asteroids that I want to share with you guys. Well, I need y'all to get your natal chart done. Because if y'all gonna be sitting here rocking with me, I need y'all to look in your shit too, so you can know how it works for you. I'm not just gonna be sitting here, right? Get your natal chart so that we can work together. But I know you're part of the astrology group, so I'll share some more information on the Black Moon Lilith. All right, so Mars in Cancer, right? It's, like I said, it's motivating us, but more towards the home, more towards the internal home and the home around it. So there will be a lot of repairs. There will be a lot of people moving. All right, a lot of within the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of people relocating, moving to a different state, moving to a different country. All of that is happening. So say bye-bye to your neighbor, say bye-bye to your friend. Don't hold your friends back because they want to fucking grow either, okay? Let them go. The main thing that you need to do is to remember that your friends and your family will hold space for you so that you can travel to get you out of your stagnated energy. A lot of us are comfortable with people being next to us, but when they leave, we feel some type of way. What does that say about us? Are we dependent on that person's energy to live? Okay, so the reality is that when you have your friends and your family deciding to do big moves, support them. That's happening. So a lot of people are moving. We had, and then a lot of us are being forced to move. So that goes back to us speaking any situations you may have in your apartment, whether it's financially or physically. A lot of us are being forced to exit out of our premises. Our time is up. You've been said you was gonna move. Okay, I'm talking about myself too. All right. The Mars in Cancer energy is going to be a bit stressful for those of us who desire to move now, desire to take action now. It's going to be a frustrating energy because we have to involve our emotions. It is very important for us to involve our emotions. All right. Things are not going to go well if you don't involve your emotions because you're doing everything on the logic basis. But then when you get there, your heart is not feeling it. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to be in this new job because logically it looked good because you was getting $100,000 to get treated like shit and probably get no sleep. All right. So involve your emotions. All right. Write this down. Mars in Cancer is going to go retrograde from. Give me 1 second. From February. No, 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 no. No. Give me 1 second. Sorry. A lot of what we're going to be seeing. Yeah, look at my notes, all right? Stop playing. A lot of what we're manifesting now, we're going to be seeing it coming to fruition between February and April of 2025. All right. Because of that energy in Mars. That does not mean that you're not putting in the back work. Because when those doors open, the flood of intentions and abundance that's going to be showing up for you, it gets pretty intense. And some of y'all already know what I'm talking about when you sit there and you feel like your manifestation is not happening. Your manifestation is not happening. And all of a sudden, everything comes all at once and you're like, oh my God. And you get overwhelmed with the good stuff. All right. So allow yourself to plant the seeds now. All right. We're going to be fighting with our emotions. Boldness, courage, unite. I love it. Yes. So we're going to be in our emotions a lot. All right. How can we not? We're ending things. We might be leaving a significant lover we thought we was going to be with for the rest of our lives. No, I want to talk about that later on about relationships. Some of y'all not going to like what I say about that, but we don't even know we're going to live tomorrow. And then we promising to be with people for the rest of our lives. That's a little bit weird. But that's just me. Come at me if you feel like it. Anyways, so what can you physically do when it comes to the energy of Mars in Cancer? Take baths. Take bath, do physical activities. All right. This will be an amazing time for us to go back into our body. Go back into our body, get your exercise on and release tension. When I say release tension because Mars energy be pent up, and when it's ready to lash out, It's not a good feeling. You know, we want to be nice to people and create positive karma, create karma that's going to help us move forward into more of that good karma, right? All right. Who else are we talking about? This is where it's at. All right, Mars, October 6th. So it's already coming up. October 6th to the end of April, Mars is going to be in a shadow state. All right. It's going to be retrograde, which that means it gets deeper internally for us. There's going to be a lot of obstacles that might have to show up in order for us to overcome it so that we can get to where we're going to go. It's a great time. I see it as it's the winter time. Why not do it now that it's the winter time? All right. And I share that to say, mind your business. Mind your business, get into yourself. You know, if people are not paying you to fix their problems, chuck them the deuces right now. All right. Some of the energies that come up when it comes with Mars and Cancer, alcoholism, physical abuse can show up as well. So for those of you who are part of a domestic violence or a verbally abusive relationship, even if it is with your boss, with your family, we get physically, well, I pray that I can't even talk. All right. We get mentally abused from our family members as well, even if we're grown. So how is that? How are you taming that? How are you putting boundaries towards that? All right. Definitely we are re-examining our behaviors when it comes to Mars and Cancer. Again, some of y'all might be staying at home and redesigning. That also talks about fixing what needs to be fixed inside the home. All right. So let me see what I got here. We spoke about the South Node. Oh, because it just gets better, right? Let's go through this. What is a grand water trine? Don't worry about it. I got you. All right. So let's get into this eclipse energy. We spoke a lot about it. So if you are not good at building boundaries, it is very important for you to start learning how to do that. I have videos where we can talk about, I spoke about protecting your energy. I have videos of where you can learn how to build boundaries. It is very important. The reasons why at times we are delaying in building boundaries is because we feel like we're going to hurt the other person's feeling. We feel like we're not going to have that person in our lives anymore and they're not going to be there for us. The reality is when you do the listing, right, because I always share to people the pros and the cons of when you are assisting other people. If the pros and the cons aren't adding up, this is your wake-up call to say to yourself, I'm placing this boundary. All right. Even if it is with a sibling, a mother. My mother, I placed a lot of boundaries even when she was very ill because my mother was a manipulator. She was somebody who was I felt like I always had to people please her, like, right? I always had to please my mom because, oh, my mother's mad. Then, that's not good, like, girl, I used to go through a lot, girl and boy. Thought I was talking to my friend for a minute. Well, yeah, all my friends. And so with that being said, how did I build boundaries with my moms? So I started sharing with her, hey, I am meditating in the morning. Don't call me at 6:30 in the morning with no problems. Oh, I'm sorry. She still will call, but I would then be stern about it. Hey, I'm meditating. Then from there, like, I really took into accountability the things that I was doing for myself and took out my mind that, hey, just because my mother's calling doesn't mean that she is going into the hospital or she had some type of medical issue, because that was what I was going through. There's a lot of times where we get guilt tripped especially when our parents are sick, or when our significant other are going through something. We kind of get guilt tripped if we're not there for them and stuff like that. Start seeing where that energy is at for you. All right, because that's something that's being assessed right now, and we are not taking it to the next level. Okay. So let's talk about this grand trine. What does that mean? In the natal chart, there's a huge triangle that's happening during the eclipse where there are points that are meeting up. Trine is a good aspect, an aspect that pushes us to go further into what our desires are. So water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, all three of those water signs are being connected during this eclipse, which talks about a deeper understanding in our emotions. So there's a lot of rattling that's happening in our emotions so that we can be able to make clear decisions. And so it is somewhat of a private energy, right? And the private energy is because Venus and Mars are personal planets. So who's in this grand trine? We have Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Cancer, and Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So all of this energy is connecting, bringing us a new form of consciousness when it comes to our emotions and how to manage them, how to upgrade them, how to share them. All right. So this is the time where we can begin, where I was sharing, to ask for more. This grand trine is giving us the energy not to allow ourselves to be small anymore. Allow yourself to go hard and go home into that new home that you're manifesting. Okay. So this is new feminine energy, new energy on the earth. So there's going to be a group of people that's going to take this energy to the next level. Is that you? How do I do that? Being as authentic as possible within yourself and focusing on yourself, right? The reality of it, how do you do it, is staying the fuck still. But some of y'all don't want to meditate. Some of y'all just gotta lay the fuck down and just let the energy flow through you. And I'll say to yourself that you accept this energy to run through you, you accept this mission, you accept to move forward. That's really what we have to do. And then things begin to move for us as we allow ourselves to be open to receive. All right. So there's a new way of integrating our emotions to bring it to a balance. There's a lot of us who've been healing, yet we still get triggered on some of our childhood traumas. How are we redirecting those to serve us in a more conducive way? Old relationship concerns, how the person used to treat you, how you used to treat the person, all of that needs to die out so that you can bring in a new sense of awareness when it comes to your emotions and the relationships that you're building. All right. Yes, because some of us are going to be getting into new love adventures. Tell me. Oh my God. So this is it. So for those of you who are interested in partnering up this time and experiencing an elevated love life, but it also has to do with you. How are you moving out of your way to receive the love you deserve? There's a lot of self-worth energy rising up right now. Venus in Scorpio, it's really digging deep into our emotions. And then Venus rules Libra. You see where I'm going with this? Venus ruling Libra goes back into the space of putting us into that huge awareness of relationships and our emotions. So yes, that does mean sit down with yourself. Sit down with yourself, talk with yourself, really understand your relationship patterns, really understand your business patterns, really understand how you connect with your coworkers, how you connect with your family members, how you connect with yourself. What words are you using? There's a huge upgrade that's happening there. The main thing about this is trusting, building trust, right? Trusting that the healing process is happening, trusting that things are working out for you, even though you're in the same space. Trust is huge, especially for those of you who have been burnt in relationships. This is the moment in time for us to build trust again. All right. New spiritual gifts are coming along with this eclipse. New spiritual gifts. I love y'all so much. New spiritual gifts are coming along with this eclipse. All right. So for those of you who are like deeply intuitive and channel, you guys are gonna first and foremost watch out. You just be having a basic conversation with somebody and you could just be channeling their whole entire life and you ain't getting paid for it. All right. Maybe you don't want to get paid for it. I don't know. Nonetheless, we're at that space and time that even me myself, I had a client yesterday and most of it was channeling. And it's like we are moving past not showing up authentically. So a lot of us could channel. A lot of us can't, we don't have to transform into channeling. We have different ways to bring in messages. I know a lot of my messages come early in the morning. This is one of the reasons why I show up. Catch me in the afternoon. I don't know. All right. So really, really, really tap into your spiritual gifts. Your desire month. Scorpio season is coming in. The eclipse are coming in. All this energy is coming in to awaken us. So if you're ready to be awakened and to have your fucking life shaken the fuck up and don't give a fuck because you know you're going to be in a better place the next 6 months, let's ride together. Be riding. All right. What else is shifting during this eclipse is the way we show up in relationships. Like I shared, we are a generation that is taking a different route towards relationship. So maybe the new people, the new way we're going to be getting into relationship doesn't necessarily involve marriage. What? Wasn't marriage made up? So yeah, a lot of changes are going. There's a new form of relationships that's birthing on Earth at this time. And what does that look like? So definitely expect a lot of couples reuniting, a lot of couples dissolving their relationships. However, because the eclipse is so potent and it's with the South Node, I do see like a lot of power couples rising up during this time. So, are you doing the love spell for yourself? Are you doing the love spell? All right, y'all. So, let me see something real quick because I know that I have to do the reading. All right. So, let's see what else I have to share with you guys. I desire to do the elemental reading, but I'm going to come back and do it because I do have somewhere to be. So I'm going to come back today and do it. I'm going to shift some stuff. Nonetheless, the main important thing is the eclipse that's happening tomorrow for you, for me, for everyone, knowing that the energy is going to be potent, extremely potent. So it's not time to play around with your manifestation. There's so many tools on here that I have for you where you can tap into how to manifest, how to get into alignment. There's a lot of meditations here. All right. So really, really tap into what you desire. Really tap into what you want to do. You desire to be a business owner, bring that in. If you desire to go into a new job field, bring that in. Do not be scared. All right. because I'm not going to rush through the elemental reading. So I'm going to come back. I know y'all love me, so I gave you this astrology information. Go on Buy Me a Coffee so you can get more details on how to make this energy potent. And I'll see y'all a little later. I'm going to come back. What y'all saying? Riding till the wheels fall off. Hey. Oh, thank you, D. I appreciate you. I definitely know you're not far behind. No te haga la loca. All right. So, all right. So we're here. I love y'all. I'll be back.